Hello guys, it's me again, Insane Gorilla, and welcome back to my channel. And where we last left off, well, no, welcome back to what if Deku was a Eldar from Warhammer. From last we left off, Izuku's mother just put him through the ringer. And Izumi came back from work after teaching Bakugo a lesson in, well, manners. And if you remember from the last part, he is pissed scared of her. And he's also met Izuku, even though Izuku had a, well, hoodie over his head, covering most of his mouth, and covering most of his head. And just to let you all know, the Eldar, aka Izuku, Izumi, and Inko, all three of them always have their faces hidden. And I'm sort of changing that from the first one as well. I've thought about it and realised that their faces are always revealed. So the very long pointy ears will always be showing. So I have to change it where their entire faces are covered, but Izuku knows some spell to make him look more humanoid. So the ears come down for quite a while. Not quite a while. Like, the ears aren't as very pointy outy, if you get what I mean. And, Izumi comes back and teaches Izuku for a bit. She also asks Izuku what is he going to be doing next year. As Izuku just says, well, I'm planning to go and join UA. And because he was in the training area with his mother, she heard and said, why do you want to go do that? It seems a bit stupid, don't you think? The Monkai do not know of Eldian craftsmanship. Or hell, don't know Eldari, craftsmanship, swordsmanship, acrobatics. All of these people would not even be able to stand up to a regular farseer like myself. Or a ranger like your sister over there. Which I see that you've taken quite a lot of interest in becoming a ranger like her. Suzuki says, well, yes, I have. And due to me knowing craftsmanship of Eldari, I've made my own ranger outfit. And considering my sister is a ranger herself, she gave me a few pointers. As Inko looks at Izumi, as Izumi just puts her hands up and says, just nods. Just nods saying, yeah, I taught him how to make stuff. As Izumi perks up after a little while saying, you should really come and see what he has made. As Izumi just taps Suzuki on the back and whispers saying, go and put it on to show her. As he says, alright, as he runs off. Now, they have a big enough house for all three of them. There's a little workshop area, so if they wanted to practice their craft, they can do in complete peace. Oh, no pesky Monkai coming to pester them. As Izumi and Inko walk into the workshop, they see Izuku putting the finishing touch onto his helmet. As he onto a mask sort of thing, as he covers up his whole head. He even has a rifle and a bladed weapon, as he says, "How do I look?" As Inko doesn't say anything, but Izumi puts up an OK symbol saying, "That is sick." Monkai slang again. Oh well. As Izumi just says, "Look, little brother, that is good. That is really good. Better than me, but hey, I'm not really complaining." As well, Inko walks up as Izuku stands there, because he does know about the caste system of the Eldari, so he stands at attention because he knows that his mother's a Farseer, and his sister is sort of like his commanding officer, even though she doesn't act like an officer. As well, Inko has a very good look at his craftsmanship, takes his blade out from its sheath, and gives it a few good swings. As a little line appears, as where every time she swings, a little white line appears. As she tosses it to Izumi, saying, "Give that a few swings." As Izumi does the same thing, saying, "Good craftsmanship, very good quality, not as much as one of our own smiths, but." Then she tosses it back to Izuku, as he grabs it with one hand and immediately puts it back in its sheath, saying, "It's not bad, right? I already get that I'm not the best. It's the little steps in life that matter. And hell, I've got possibly centuries to try and even correct that properly, so you gotta give me gotta give me some credit. Pretty good for a newbie. So, yeah." As Inko says, "You want to go to UA, don't you?" As Izuku just says, "Well, yeah, I want to go there. It's the best way to try and keep you two safe." As Inko relents, saying, "Okay, fine. You can go, but on one condition. You never reveal your face. Never. Not even to the Monkai you have in your classroom." Izuku just bows his head, saying, "Yes, mother." As well, they begin 10 months of training. And after the 10 months of training was over, wait, I should really explain what he did. Right, during the 10 months of training, he was doing his craftsmanship, his swordsmanship, sniping, using a gun like his sister does, and using the warp, using his power from the warp to to do certain things, like shooting lightning from his fingers, or from his hand, and all that. He's been doing that for the last 10 months, so he's good. He's not 100% good, but he's good. As he walks up to UA, he doesn't trip, but somebody else does. As he sees that, he quickly darts over and puts his hand in front of a girl who was falling over and lifts her up. And she's got white hair, and she immediately bows, saying thank you. As Izuki just says, no problem. It's a bad omen if you fall over on your first day. As he walks off. Now this girl gets up and walks straight into the UA building. As they all find their seats. He does sit next to Bakugo because it's the only seat that he can get to. As Bakugo sort of looks at him weirdly, as if he was about to say something, as President Mike turns up. As he says everything about the point system, but he doesn't explain anything about the 0 pointer until Ida stands up, doing his whole "This is a disgrace to UA, the most prominent school. If you can't even get point system right, this is a disgrace." As well, Deku stands up, which grabs Ida's attention as he walks over to him and sort of tells him to shut up, let President Mike finish what he was saying, and perhaps, as he slams his hand down on Ida's shoulder, as even Ida felt that one, well, felt it, because it was a hard place, as he could hear a cracking sound. As Zuka says, while closing his eyes, saying, let the teacher just finish what he was saying, and perhaps you might actually understand why he left that out. Now be a good boy and sit your ass down. As, well, Zuko just walks back to his seat and sits down, saying, please continue, President Mike. As President Mike thinks to himself, saying, I like that kid already. As President Mike continues, saying, the 0 pointer is an obstacle for you to avoid. You avoid it at all costs. You don't do anything, you don't fight it, you don't do anything, just run. Whenever you see it, run. As they all go to the practical test. Oh, hang on, guys. Hello again, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyway, where I left off. Ah yes, the practical exam. Ida and the rest obviously all go to their own combat zones after getting their their designations of A and B. And Deku has the same one he has in canon. And this is where they all go off to their testing sites to see, to get the points and all that with the zero, with the robots. As Deku is waiting, everybody sort of looks at him because he's so tall. He's taller than anybody there. As well, Deku spots a girl with brown hair having a bit of a panic attack as he, starts to walk over. Ida does the same thing in canon, grabbing hold of him, saying, you're going to distract that girl. Don't go and do it because she's trying to focus. As before Ida could say anything else, he finds himself upside down. As a lot of people are sort of in shock as this student who looks like he could, not hurt a fly, and doesn't look that muscular, just flip another student, well, another possible student, upside down, and making him land on his back. And this is where Izuku just says, I'm going to give her a bit of support, emotional support, Ida, so I suggest you keep all your comments to yourself. I would have thought Momo Yadirozu would have told you this. Not everybody likes being told what to do. As Ida says, who are you? As Deku just says, Izuku Midoriya from your class. And from your class. If you can't remember that, Jesus Christ, you are 100% dumb. As he walks off, walking to the brown haired girl, which is, as we all know, Uraraka. As Uraraka still is having a bit of a panic attack, as Deku just walks up to her and says, calm yourself. Take a deep breath, slowly exhale. Deep breath in, take a deep breath in, then let it out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. And calm yourself. As Uraraka nods, saying thank you. As well, President Mike starts opening the door as he says, what you're waiting for. There's no countdown in a real battle. Go, go, go. As everybody runs in, including Ida. Ida overtakes Izuku as Zuku is, just basically walking. As he enters the gates, he has an encounter with a one-pointer, and this is where everybody gets very surprised on how nimble he is, and how strong he actually is. And because these are, 1, 2, and 3 pointers, Deku takes them all out with relative ease, getting up to relative points of 104. And a few hero points because he saved other people. As he, feels the ground rumbling, as everybody starts running in the opposite direction, saying it's the 0 pointer, Izuku, because Izuku has a hoodie on, covering up his entire face and all that, he basically just runs towards it after hearing a girl scream for help. As he runs, he finds out that it's Uraraka, once again, trapped underneath the rubble. As the 0 pointer comes around the corner, it looks directly at Deku as he looks directly at it. As he picks up all the rubble and throws it away, he asks Uraraka, can she walk? As she says no, she thinks that her ankle's twisted. As he just says, alright, hold on. As he sort of picks her up and slings her on his back, as he just says, hold on tight, as she does. As well, he says this is going to get rather scary, as long as you don't mind having a fear of heights. Or if you have a fear of heights, best hold your nerves. As Uraraka asks, "Why are you asking me if I got a fear of heights?" And she realizes that he's climbing up the side of a building. As she screams, "Watch out for the 0 point in his hand," as it, well, slams into the building. Everybody's kind of in shock, thinking that Izuku and Uraraka are dead, to only find out that Izuku was actually on the 0 point in his hand, running up the side of it. Now, teachers took note of this, including Aizawa, Nezu, and All Might. Hell, even Endeavor, who says that kid is very flexible and so tall. Are we sure he's not? Are we sure he's not an adult? As All Might says, no, he's 15 years old. As Deku does a full front flip with Uraraka on his back, so Uraraka's still holding on, as he lands on top of the 0 point's head and sort of taps it a few times. As the 0 pointer then tries to grab Deku, but ends up grabbing its face and crushing itself. And, well, they get the alarm that says the exam is over. Deku does also know teleportation, so he just simply teleported in front of everybody. As everybody sort of sees this bright light appear in front of them, as Izuku just says, "Well, that was fun." As everybody just stands there with jaws wide open. As Deku just says, "What?" Just stands there with his arms out saying, "What?" Well, the laser guy who has the belly button laser just walks up and says, "Monsieur, how are you that flexible? And plus, how are you that damn fast? It looked like you could most probably tango with Engine Boy over there with no trouble." As even Ida's freaked out, but he's a lot more curious now of who Izuku really is. As Izuku just places Uraraka down, as Recovery Girl turns up. This even Recovery Girl said, I saw you do your acrobatic stuff, kid. That was very impressive. Where did you learn that?" As Izuku just says, "Yeah, my mother taught me." As she says, "Ah, your mother's a very good lady." As Deku just has a flashback to him getting his ass handed to her on multiple occasions, as he just shivers, saying, "No, she's a good lady, but a bit on the rough side when you disappoint her. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go home." As he just walked off. He walks home to see his mother and sister waiting for him, saying, "How well do you think you did on your tests?" As Deku just says, "Yeah, pretty well." As well, a few weeks later, Deku gets a letter from UA. Izumi picks it up and throws it to him, saying, "Hey, little bro, catch." As he just catches it with one hand, opens it up, and a holodisc falls out. And this is where the Hollow of All Might turns up, saying, I am here to give you a good old score, setting young Midoriya. The practical point on the actual exam, written exam, you aced. You are the top scorer. Hell, you even corrected Principal Nezu on several of his mistakes that he made on purpose. Good job. And on to the practical exam with the 0-pointers. With the 0-pointer and the robots. You scored a whopping 199 points. Got to admit, you're rather fast for your age. But anyhow, you also, though 199 points, you got quite a lot of rescue points, which was another part of the exam. As he also shows the video of Uraraka asking if she can give some of her points to Deku. As President Mike just tells her the whole same thing he did in canon. As he's Mike just says, "Welcome, Yanazuku, to Your Hero Academia." As well, Deku just said, obviously I was going to get in. The tests were easy. As Izumi sort of pats her brother on the back, saying, well done. You got somewhere else. Go and get him. As, the next day turns up as Izuku goes to UA High. Well, just UA, not UA High. Oops. And he still has his face covered, so not many people can see him or see his face. As well, he is the first one there. And he, waits for a bit. Waits to see if anybody else turns up. As he then realizes that there's a yellow sleeping bag next to the door with somebody sleeping within. As he just says, excuse me, sir, but I'm looking for class 1A. As this guy just says, you're at class 1A. Go on in, your teacher will be there soon. As he walks in, waiting for a few minutes as the door opens as, Shoto Todoroki and Momo walk in. Momo sees that Deku there, and she sort of waves and says hello. Well, good morning. As Deku does the same, says good morning back to her. Shoto is Shoto, giving everybody the cold shoulder. As, the rest of them turn up. As, eventually Bakugo turns up. And because he's scared of Izuku's sister, he doesn't know that he is related to her. But because he's so tall, he sort of puts two to two together, thinking that he is her son. So he doesn't say nasty things or anything like that. As Uraraka turns up after Tenya Ida, who still avoids Suzuki like the plague. Naval Laser just says bonjour, like he does. Don't know why I made him sound French, but hey. As well, Uraraka goes up to him saying, "Thank you for rescuing me during the during the practical exam." And Suzuki says, "No problem. What kind of hero would I be if I leave people to suffer?" As Deku doesn't really talk to her that much, as a girl with white hair and, well, just with white hair walks in. And yeah, I'm not really going to come up with a name for her because I have no idea what to call her. So if you guys have any idea of what to call her, please let me know. And yeah, she walks over, says hello to everybody. She doesn't really avoid Izuku. She does talk to him, just not as much as everybody else. Because she realizes that it's the same guy with the same hoodie. It seems a bit off. And to him, well, to everybody else, to him, they all seem off because they always seem to be avoiding him. As Aizawa finally turns up, saying, "Hello, I'm your classroom home teacher, named Shoto Aizawa. And put these on." As he pulls out from a yellow sleeping bag the sports gear. The same thing happens in canon with Uraraka saying that we're going to miss orientation. Aizawa still gives the same explanation of him saying whoever gets last place is expelled post haste. As everybody goes into the lockers, Deku stays behind and doesn't go, as Aizawa says, "Do you want to get expelled?" As he says to Aizawa that I'm waiting for everybody else to get their stuff on first, and I'm going in last because I don't want people to see my face or my body, to be precise, either, because I am so freakishly tall, according to others. Even though me, my sister, and my mother are all the same height. Aizawa does know about Izuku and his parents due to All Might, who sort of had to tell them, because Principal Nezu isn't stupid, so the whole school knows that there's aliens living on the planet, and there was a new alien that was born on said planet. So this world is the only thing he's gonna know. So if you ever see a guy who's freakishly tall, you know who it is. Because All Might gave him a brief description of what Izuku looks like, and so Aizawa knows. As he just simply says, "Izuku Midoriya, right?" As he looks up, saying, "Who told you my name?" As he said, "All Might told me." Don't worry, All Might had to tell the entire school due to the principal. The principal knew he was hiding something, so told him to tell us everything. And he's also a teacher here at UA. So yeah. As Isaiah said, "I'm going to close the door. You can quickly get changed in here. Put all your stuff in your bag." And yeah. As Izuku quickly gets changed within there. and meets Aizawa and all them outside. Bakugo once again sees him, along with everybody else, as they see how skinny his arms are. But all the girls can see is this tall guy who's skinny as all hell, but according to, well, I'm going to say this, to the girl with white hair, he looks rockin'. This is what she was thinking. Along with Momo and that's all, just between those two. As well, Aizawa just throws Izuku the ball, saying, "You got the highest score out of anybody here, so you get to go first. What was your longest throw in school without using your quirk?" Izuku just says, around about 750. As everybody is shocked, including Aizawa, as his eyes are literally wide open. As he just goes, "Okay, well, use your quirk." As, well, Izuku walks up and, well, is about to throw it, but looks directly into Aizawa's eyes. As he throws. As Aizawa, well, tries to erase his quirk. As he doesn't do that at all. As he throws it, it goes virtually into space. Well, not just into space, it goes directly onto Mars. As Aizawa just looks at his thing as it goes question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. 999 plus sign. As Aizawa just says, "Can we get somebody who is A, not overpowered as fuck, and B, can actually throw a sensible distance without it going question mark, question mark, question mark, 999 plus." As he shows the whole entire class as their jaws just drop to the floor. Oops, I accidentally hit the mic. And, well, they basically do all that. And, well, Mineta gets kicked out because I don't like him. As, well, as I said, the whole thing goes on as usual, but Mineta gets kicked out. And all the girls and boys were saying, "Wait, you were serious about that?" As Deku just said, "Yeah, couldn't you tell?" He was. He was, if you couldn't tell. As he says, "Right, go back to class, get changed." Izuku Midoriya. As everybody still says, "Wait, why does he get to go back to class and get changed in class?" As Aizawa says, "'Cause he can. Not unless you guys can get that ball all the way up to Mars. Which I'm going to have to try and figure out a way of getting that ball back again." And 1 minute, guys, I need to go somewhere. Okay, sorry about that. As Aizawa just said, basically, unless you guys can get that ball back from Mars, don't try it. And yeah, everything goes basically the way in canon. Izuku gets changed within the classroom as everybody else goes to the changing rooms. But the girl with the white hair, along with Momo, wait until he is thoroughly, well, wait until everybody's thoroughly gone on ahead, as they quickly peer, slightly crack open the door, as they see, well, Izuku's upper torso, with his hair, which I'm going to say is a like golden, a blondish color, with that's slightly long, and they see the red markings along with the ears, as they both say to themselves, well, say to each other, "Who is he?" As they quickly leg it. And that's actually where I'm going to be leaving it this time, guys. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Because I've actually seen a comment, and somebody actually, well, two people were actually very surprised that that I've done this. Because nobody's done an Eldar one before. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.